Hey guys, it's Kevin here with eCigAdvanced.com. Today we're going to talk about what is the best electronic cigarette. This is probably the most common question asked about e-cigs. Everybody wants to know, starting out, which one's going to be the best for me, which one's going to get me away from my cigarettes, stopping smoking, having a smoke-free lifestyle, clear lungs, saving money, all that great stuff. Before you're asking that though, you may be asking, why do I have this just absurdly ridiculous huge pile of e-cig kits just poorly stacked up to my neck so you can barely see my face? And the answer to that is just to show you that I share your pain. When you're first coming to e-cigs, it's so hard to know which one is going to be the best for you, because every single company out there has all this presentation factor going on, and they all want to tell you that they have the best battery, that they have the best flavor, the best vapor, that their e-cig is the best for you. But it's so hard to understand what is really going to be the best for you with just all this noise out there on the internet. So I'm going to get all this stuff out of the way real quick, and then we'll kind of talk about some ways you can start to think about that question and get yourself in the right direction. So I'm going to start out here just talking about a few of the different sizes. So these are 4 of the absolute smallest e-cigs we've reviewed here at eCig Advanced. And this is the new kit from Blue Cigs. This is their premium kit. This is a Volcano kit from Volcano, and likewise the Safe Sig Micro from the Safe Sig. This one here is a little bit different. This one's a KR808D. These 3 are a 510 connection. So they share a similar design. It's still a little bit different, but sort of similar. With this one here, one of the really big things you're going to notice about it is it's almost $300 for the kit. And right there, a lot of people are going to run for the door. But the fact is, the Series 3 is probably one of the most advanced in the sense that it has such a small battery that lasts way longer than it should. It lasts pretty much longer than any battery of an equal size. So just on that, and then they also have some great cartomizers, just some great technology overall in the e-cig. The price point, that's everyone's own decision to make. This one here is probably one of the lightest e-cigs out there. This one's right around $60. This one as well. This one's extremely light and small. You get a charging case here too. Some great flavors with Volcano. Blue Cigs, another the most advanced charging case out there. You have the social feature, all kinds of new technology going on in their charging case. Also very small, also very light. With Blue Cigs, you get some of the biggest thick viscous vapor. They're using the 100% VG Johnson Creek juice. So with all these, you're going to get a satisfying but slightly different experience. But these are kind of some of the best ones if you want to go to something that's the size of a cigarette, if that's going to be the most comfortable vape for you. So next I'll get into ones that are a little bit bigger than this. If size doesn't matter as much to you, you can take a look at these ones. So we're kind of taking a look at the next size class of e-cigs here. So these are all a little bit bigger than the last e-cigs we just took a look at. And with the bigger size comes more options, more battery life. These all have more battery life. They'll last longer, and they have a little bit more performance. And again, in the terms of options, just running through them real quick, this is the Blue Max Fusion, really popular kit. It's been around for almost ever. It's a KR808D battery, like these 3. Moving on, this one's the Halo G6, also a KR808D, really reliable. It's kind of the standout in terms of presentation. It's made essentially to work to be refilled with Halo's e-liquid. They have really great e-liquid. Same deal here with Vapor for Life. Vapor for Life has some of the best flavors around. They have all sorts of different e-liquids, all kinds of different cartomizers that fit the unit there. They have great batteries, just pretty much any option you could want to go with. Kind of the same story here with the Smokeless Image Volt. This one is a really big favorite with the e-cig community, the online vaping community. A lot of people really recommend the Smokeless Image Volt all the time. It's a really good value. And again, with the Volt, you have all the same options that you have with most of these. You can do dripping, you can do all different sorts of accessories. They have automatic sealed batteries now for dripping, just all kinds of stuff that you wouldn't get with that mini e-cig. The Green Smoke here is a little bit different than that. The Green Smoke is more just kind of its own product. It's not a KR808D, but I put it in here because of the size of it, kind of puts it in this class. It's a little bit bigger than the cigarette-sized e-cig. The battery lasts longer just like that too. And the Green Smoke is one of the most successful, popular e-cigs out there, just simply because it's an easy-to-use product that comes right out of the box, has great flavor, great vapor. You get 3 batteries with this kit. There's a lot of value here. A lot of people just pick Green Smoke because it's so simple and the battery lasts a lot longer than you're going to get with the mini e-cig. So again, just with these, you're going to get more battery life here, more options. That's the next big question that you want to ask yourself is stuff like, do I want to use e-liquid? What kind of chargers do I want to have? How long do I want my battery life to be if I'm not going to have the smallest of the small e-cig? So I'll kind of get into the next size class of e-cigs, the Ego, and even bigger than that. Okay, so just taking a look here at some of the different Ego batteries out there. These are just 4 of the Ego kits we've reviewed and 4 of the just vast number of Ego kits out there. It's the Joyetech Ego model is essentially what these all consist of. So just to run through them real quick here, this is the Volcano Inferno. It's extremely popular Ego battery, your Ego kit, excuse me. One of the great things about the Inferno is just a presentation of it. It looks great. You get a huge battery. You get a 1,000 mAh battery that's milliampere hour. It's kind of the unit in which battery life is measured when it comes to e-cigs and a lot of other batteries. Just a good value here with the Vapor King Storm. This one is essentially an Ego T. So what an Ego T is it has a different atomizer on it. So it essentially allows you to use a little refillable plastic tank. So you get a little bit more distance out of this. This one also comes in an Ego T. This is the Firebrand Diablo Falcon. This one gives you, you have some really good atomizers that can come with this, really good cartomizers. They have their own kind of juice that they're doing differently. They all have small unique things about them. The central design is the same. This one is the Smoke Revolution Vigo. This one can also come in a tank or as an atomizer. So with a lot of these, you have a lot of kind of the similar sort of choices to make, but these kits and the last kits, really any e-cig kit you get, you're going to see a lot of similarities across the board looking at different brands. So kind of what you want to decide for yourself is, you know, the size of the product again, how it's going to look, does that matter to you? And the features are one of the most important things to think about. Do you want to start dripping? You know, how long do you want your battery to last? All these kind of things. These batteries are going to last a lot longer than even the last group will last. These batteries, you're looking at getting into the days sort of time length with the batteries, just depending on how much you use it. One Ego battery, you can use it just heavily for hours on end and it won't die on you, just depending on what size Ego battery it is. But compared to your mini e-cigs, it's just going to run for, you know, so much longer than them. So, you know, they're a little bit bigger too. So just kind of taking a look at the size of e-cigs, thinking about where battery life and size intersect for you, this might be the great place. A lot of people go with the Ego. It's a super popular product because it is just a really good compromise between not having too large of a size, but still having that extra long battery life that a lot of people love, having the convenience and not having to charge all the time. So I'll kind of go into the last group of e-cigs here, and this is kind of a big group to talk about. So this is kind of the last size class I'm going to talk about, and I only have one here because this is essentially what you would call a mod. We haven't done a lot of mod reviews. This is actually the first mod we've reviewed here at e-cig Advanced, but just taking a look at it here, I mean, it's a lot bigger than most other e-cigs you're going to see out here, and this one in particular is the Volcano Lava Tube e-cig, and what it is basically is a variable voltage e-cig mod with a big battery in it. Taking a look at the size of the battery itself is bigger than most e-cigs are, the assembled unit. This battery here, it'll last you for basically days. That's kind of where mods come from. The batteries last way longer than other more conventional e-cigs. And then when you get into stuff like variable voltage, you can essentially change the amount of power that's running to whatever you have connected to your e-cig, whatever juice or whatever you're putting in here, atomizer, whatever it is, with just a simple push of a button. So it gives you so much more power to just kind of change the way whatever vaping tastes, the throat hit, so many more options, again, with the bigger size. And that's kind of just the trade-off with any e-cig is more size is essentially more features and more performance, and less size is just more comfortable and less awkward, more discreet. And with all of them, you're going to find good ones and bad ones in each size class. So I'll just try to run through a few of the ones in each size that you might consider. You know, if you're a beginner and you can pick this up and use it and you enjoy it, by all means do. You're going to get insane performance out of something like this. So just to kind of sum up real quick and probably repeat myself on a couple of these points I've already made. When you're thinking about what's going to be the best electronic cigarette for you, just always think about, consider those categories first. What size is going to be awkward for you? What's going to be comfortable for you? What features do you want? Do you want to use e-liquid? Is that going to be too messy and you're going to want pre-filled cartomizers instead? Or do you want to experience that kind of vast and just really delicious world of e-liquid there is out there? There's so many small vendors based out of the US and all over the world that have all these flavors you can't even think of, and some of them are just amazing. You want to have a big battery that's going to last you all day. How often do you want to charge your battery? And when you charge it, do you want to be able to charge it on the go or at home? There's just so many different choices there, and when you kind of just try to imagine what's going to make you the most successful in getting away from your cigarettes, no matter what size class you pick, no matter what set of features you pick, you're going to find a satisfying vaping experience out of it. But whatever you do, when you find that e-cig that's for you, you're going to be saving money and you're going to be getting all that awful stuff out of your lungs, all that stuff we know to be true about tobacco cigarettes and other tobacco products, the tar, the carcinogens, and just the innumerable number of awful things that are in those. And whatever you do, the best of luck to you in doing it, and just stay with it. Whatever you have to do to keep yourself from going back to cigarettes, you're going to feel so much better. And I hope I've kind of helped with that, with helping you find some success in one product or another by showing some of the best ones we feel in each size category there are. If there's one you didn't see here that you want to know more about, head back over to ecigadvanced.com and see if we reviewed it. If we haven't reviewed it, feel free to request it in our eCig Answers forum that you'll see at the top of our nav bar, or at our Facebook fan page. That's facebook.com/ecigadvanced. We also have some electronic cigarette coupons if you want to save some money. We're starting to do mod reviews, as well as reviewing e-liquid and cartomizer flavors and all that stuff. So head back on over if you want to know more, if you have any questions to ask, or you want to just read some more reviews. And again, the best of luck to you, and thanks for watching.